Hi. Hi, this is Sherry Salata, and welcome to the very first episode, mini episode of The Practiced Life. I'm really excited to have these conversations, and I'm really excited to see if some of these gems that I found for myself lands in your bones too. So, I want to tell you what to expect from this podcast series. Twice a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays, we'll drop mini episodes, 10, 15 minutes, maybe less, of topics, things, knowings, gems that are coming up for me. And you can obviously listen to them very easily and just kind of take it in and decide, does this land for me? Does this get something stirred up in me? That really is how I think we expand as we walk this path together. Because if you're listening to the practice life with me, you're doing the work, as am I. And in this way, we do it together. We walk the path together. So here's why I love the word practice. I love the word practice because it already implies imperfection. So I always I want a yoga practice. I want a meditation practice. I love the word practice. It does imply imperfection, not doing something perfectly, but doing it relatively consistently and certainly consciously. And so, what I discovered for myself when I began doing the work, that's in air quotes, because it really isn't work, but it is committing to a more expansive life, committing to developing a deeper understanding of why we're here, how we connect to ourselves and one another, and to the infinite field. It's nothing more. There's nothing I like to talk about more than this. That's for sure. So, in that word practice, I began to realize that, oh, I have been practicing. In fact, I have been practicing for years. And see if this lands for you. We're all practicing how we get up in the morning, how what our routines are, how we hydrate, how we eat, how we move our bodies, how we relieve stress, all of those things, how we come home from work, what happens when we get home. All those things are we're practicing. The difference is those are unconscious practices usually. Until I think it was one of my favorite spiritual teachers, Abraham Hicks, who I've been following for, gosh, it has to be 20 years now. Um, it's this is all happening unconsciously. And when you move into a state of consciously choosing and consciously focusing the words you say, the thoughts you think, that's when life gets really interesting. So I've been looking at my own life for, I mean, in earnest, like on it, maybe the last 3 or 4 years, um, and deepening my own understanding of, okay, I love the word practice. I love how it encompasses imperfection. I love how it implies relative consistency. I love the word. I love to even consider what would it mean if I practiced my life with more consciousness? What would that mean? And so I'd ruminate on, I call it stirring the pot. Ruminate, stir the pot. I just stir the pot. What does that mean? Practicing my life. What does that mean to me? Practicing my life more consciously. And it really is the simple, practical ways of moving through your daily life experience. So, for instance, what happens the minute the alarm goes off and you open your eyes in the morning? Oh, there's a practice there. There's a practice there. Now, unconsciously, it might be grousing about how early it is, already getting stressed out about your to-do list and getting right back to the worry treadmill about all the things that you've been practicing being worried about. And then shuffling to make the coffee, just throwing beans or the grounds in there, slurping down your, oh, now you got to get ready because you got to be somewhere at a certain time. And now your to-do list comes in and you're grinding through your to-do list. And already you're like, oh, this day, this day. That's a practice. How you get up in the morning, how you launch your day, how you feed yourself during the day, very much a practice. How you navigate um, difficulty during the day. Couple different ways to go on that. Do you eat a bag of chips or are you doing some conscious breath work? Well, I know what I used to do. It wasn't conscious breath work. We'll talk more about that on another episode. And, coming home, winding down your day, barely noticing as you're driving, kind of you get home on autopilot, you walk in the door, oh, thank God all that other stuff is done. Now, what am I going to eat? Let me get a glass of wine. Let me see what's on TV. And the big practice I see, oh my gosh, everywhere I go, I see everybody doing this, and I'm just as inclined. The scrolling, the endless scrolling, because our nervous systems just won't let us sit still. So the endless, mindless scrolling, or you don't even know what you're looking at. You don't even know what you're looking at anymore. That becomes a practice. That becomes a practice. So when I started saying, okay, what would it mean to live a consciously practiced life without going so crazy that life becomes unlivable, right? So I began to think, okay, let's get up differently. Let's do a morning wake up practice and let's do that differently. Let's get up differently. Let's get up with more consciousness. Let's set the tone. Then you might midday take a break from whatever you're doing and step aside, put your hands on your heart. Just do a little appreciation practice. Three things that feel good right now. Three things I'm really enjoying right now. Let me take 5 deep breaths in and out and just kind of bring myself back to the now moment. Let me just be present and conscious. Then let's say there's a big stressful thing that happens at work, um, or you get a call with news that wasn't what you were expecting or hoping for. So you can instantly go into react mode, or you can take a few deep breaths and say, first of all, here's what I know. This is a practice. All will be well. Everything's going to get sorted out. There's nothing to worry about here. Things are always working out for me. So let me just sit and remind myself of those things before I dive into the energy of whatever issue this must be. And then there's the practice of how you wind your day down. Um, I had, gosh, I think it was about 4 years ago, for myself, developed an evening wind down, go to bed practice. I haven't had a TV in my bedroom, oh gosh, probably since college, because I just don't like that energy in there. Once you go, I don't want that blaring. I don't want to fall asleep to the TV. Everything's energy, and I don't want to take all that in. So I would go to my bedroom. I would turn down the comforter. I would dim the lights. I would close the curtains, maybe light a candle, get fluff off, get everything ready. Get everything ready, knowing that I'm going to go to bed in about, oh, maybe 90 minutes. And I'm just winding my mind down, getting everything ready, taking care of myself. Um, and that turns out to be the perfect setup for easy fall asleep and stay asleep. And also, there's a little moment where you just say, oh, I matter. I matter. I'm precious. This is cherishing myself. This feels so good. So give some thought to and think of this podcast as I'm just going to be dropping practices. I'm going to be talking about the little tweaks that I'm making in my own life that seem to have delivered so much value. I will tell you, since I began living the practice life and bringing consciousness to everyday little things, how I light my candle, how I turn on my computer, how I turn off my computer, how I snuggle with my dogs. The more consciousness I bring, the better my daily life experience is. And the proof is in the pudding, as they say. I'm here to tell you, I've never been happier. I've never been more on purpose. I've never felt so loved. I have never felt so excited about what's to come. But meanwhile, I'm so happy in the now. I'm so appreciative of the now. And I know it's because I'm living a practice life. So I'm going to see you Thursday. Meanwhile, let me say this. If you're interested in trying a practice, I've created a morning magic practice. It's the practice I do every morning. It's a free download. I'll be right in your ear telling you how to do it. And you can get that for free at sherrysalata.com/free network. It's the free front porch of a lot of work that I do that is absolutely free. And I have some free downloads in there, including the brand new morning magic practice. I think you're going to like it. I'll see you next time. Thanks for listening.